Today we are going to be installing an old hard drive from a Lenovo computer into an Acer Nitro 5 using the Acer Nitro 5's external HDD slot, extra HDD slot. So, our first step in this upgrade is to make sure that both computers are powered off and that we remove all 11 screws from the Acer. Okay. So now that we have removed all 11 screws, we can remove the back plate using the two little arrows here. And you have to be incredibly careful while you do this. So this is our Acer Nitro 5. And this is the slot for our hard drive. This is our main M.2 SSD. And I believe somewhere around the board there is another slot for M.2, but we are not going to be installing that. This is just your average M.2, your Acer Nitro 5. And before we go ahead, I will be cleaning out the dust from the fans here. So, using a small tissue paper, you can nudge the dust into tiny little specks and collect it all at once. I highly recommend not doing this, but I will be doing this just as a little bit of a refresher, because something could go horribly wrong with your cooling system. I highly recommend you take it to an expert who knows what they're doing, unlike me. Okay, so now that we have the dust out of there, we are going to put this Acer Nitro 5 to the side. And we are going to get our Lenovo computer, which we'll be taking the hard drive out of. And if you've watched my other video where I took apart a Toshiba computer, I put that old Toshiba computer's hard drive into here. And after realizing that it was 750 gigabytes, I've decided to make this video here where I can put that into my Acer Nitro 5. This right here is our Lenovo computer, and if you've seen this before, you've watched my other video, it's got your battery, your fan, which is really clean, to be honest. You've got your standard memory, which I have taken out and looked at before, and you've got your mounting bracket for your SSD. Now, this isn't screwed in 100%, and that is something you shouldn't be doing, but I did anyway. I highly do not recommend you doing this. And as we take out, we do not need this mounting bracket, so we're going to screw it back in place. So that's our work done in this computer here. So we are going to take our back plate, flip it over, and mount it back. Now neither of these computers have all 11 screws, which is a mistake that I have made. So if you do have the screws, if you do not have the amount of screws, please get the correct amount of screws that your computer needs. Otherwise, the computer's backplate will be incredibly flimsy. I also do not recommend taking out the computers while its screws are in place, because we have lost a screw here, which I will need to recover out of my carpet. If you do not have the correct amount of screws, the best thing I can tell you to do is make sure that the screws you have are prioritized to your corners, because that way every angle of the computer's backplate is protected. So as we screw in the final screw, we can put this Lenovo away. So this is a hard drive. Now, in order to be able to install this into our Acer Nitro 5, our first step is to take out the mounting bracket. And you might be asking, where is the Acer Nitro 5 brand new hard disk going to be connected? Because there's no connections here or here. This is why we have something which comes with all Acer Nitro 5s. Wait a minute. Oh, there, I think I've lost it. What? No, never mind. Yeah. This is the HDD Upgrade cable. So, you want to make sure that this backplate with the metal connects to the bottom, and then this has a little bit of fold, which will fold kind of like this. And don't worry, it's 100% safe. So, we'll end up with a fold that looks like this. Now, keeping in fact that this should be this way up, we can align this with our hard disk, and now we know where the hard disk or the solid state drive needs to go. So, like this, into the mounting bracket. So, now all we have to do is take out the mounting bracket. Which can be easily removed with a matter of screws. And here we have our mounting bracket. Now, you slide in the hard drive like this, and I have some screws to make sure that the mounting bracket and the hard disk don't drift apart. And you have to be incredibly careful while handling these screws, because they are tiny and they do not like to stay where they belong. So we fold the bracket to match our SSD, which in this case I've put in the wrong way around. No, I had it the right way around. And we want to get these really tiny little screws, and we are going to carefully line them up with the holes, and we're going to screw them into the hard drive. Now, in order to make sure that things go as smoothly as possible, for each and every possible computer upgrade, I recommend going in a crisscross pattern. Because it allows and makes sure that all parts of your computer are firmly pressured from each angle or each side. And doing it in a crisscross pattern just makes the latest screws a lot easier to align with each other. See, you have to be careful. I just dropped a screw and it's gone somewhere onto my carpet. Anyway, we're going to carefully align this with the hole and use your dominant hand to make sure that the SSD is stable. And use it to make sure that the screw goes in. And when you screw it, you feel that pressure when it's at the end. Now for our last screw. We can see that it just perfectly slots in because of our crisscross. Oh, and also don't do that. Perfect alignment. Slot this in. It's a little bit of a tricky one, this one, because it doesn't seem to want to go in. But please don't give up. There's a hole there, That's for that. There we go. Now, we're going to install our tiny little screws back. And I wonder, can our third screw? We can use the third screw, which wasn't going into the mounting bracket, to screw down and replace the fourth missing screw on this Acer. It was very irresponsible of me to lose a lot of the screws. So, please, be careful with your screws. And now, as we install the final screw, from the inside, we're done. And we can finally get the back plate, realign the air vents to the selected fans, and this little pad, an M.2 pad, to our M.2 drive, and to our hard drive. And here, that firm little click, which is not coming. There we go. Yep. And there we go. Make sure to firmly press on each one of the clips. Because as you see, some clips, even after many minutes of pressing, may still not be connected. And for the final part of this upgrade, we can reinstall the screws that we have. So the screws that I have we're going to prioritize for the corners, then the front two and the back. Then we'll think about the sides. And screws one in. This has been a quick 5-minute upgrade, which has taken me around about 25 minutes because of explaining to you what's going on. And if you're a computer enthusiast and you work around with laptops, this is an easy upgrade. But if you're new to the computing industry and don't exactly know what you're doing, I highly recommend you take this to an expert who has had at least some experience working with computers. And that is a quick and easy small upgrade you can do to expand your Acer Nitro 5's capacity. As you see, the computer powers on, and you can very slightly hear the hard drive from inside, which we just installed. Now, when you open up File Explorer and go to this PC, you can see our hard drive has appeared on our computer. And if we type in Windows R ms disk mgmt.msc, we can see the rest of our disk where our old files were installed. So for now, I'm going to wipe this disk and I am going to use it as another expanded storage for my Acer Nitro 5. Thank you for watching my video today, and I hope this helped you or made you enjoy. I please ask for you to subscribe. It would mean a lot, and I'll see you in my next video.